All right, so thank you guys for watching and listening to another episode of the Just Talks podcast. I'm here with Freddie, and we have a guest today.
Hey, we have our first guest, by the way.
Yes, our first guest. Official guest.
Hey, shout out.
Somebody
Cherry
we've been talking about for a while, the man, the myth, the legend. He has a new project out that we talked about last time called Old Broke Bastard. We have Sco. How's it doing today, Sco?
Introduce me again.
Good.
How you doing today, bro? How y'all doing?
What's going on, man? I'm doing good. Chilling. Just woke up from a nap.
Hey,
What y'all doing?
I'm on that same wave.
I've been working all day, so I just clocked out. So we're gonna be waiting
what a king.
Something like that. Danny's gonna be signing in soon. He's still working as of right now. But we're just gonna be asking Skull a couple questions about his project today. And also starting off by asking, being that it is Mental Health Awareness Month, just how's your mental been, Skull, being through this whole quarantine?
Yeah. It's been wavy because I feel like it's actually been better because you chilling, no stress.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not thinking about nothing. There's not really much to think about unless you work. You're thinking about going to work, but other than that, you're in the crib. I can't front though. I do be stressed because I be trying to hope and
Yo, all those are really off right now.
that hurts. But now I feel like people are I feel like this is doing people good, unless the people like that own businesses that aren't getting any I don't know the word for it, but
they're not getting the regular business and stuff that they should be getting.
Yeah, or like people that really have to worry about paying rent and shit like that, or like they got more expenses than just the $1,200 that they sent out.
Man, I read that. My fucking word.
No, what'd you say?
No. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just gonna say I read that mad people like that stimulus check that people got. Like half of it, look, I don't want to say half, but I know a big chunk of those people, that money, they couldn't even do anything with it because they were already in debt, so the bank just took that money out, so they didn't even see it,
This is trash.
Yeah, they didn't even get to, do anything
for that.
That shit went quick.
You know what's crazy? Like, y'all know, I don't have any legal job. So like not legal, but on the books job.
Yeah.
And when everybody was complaining about getting $1,200, like you would see niggas on Twitter like, nigga, $1,200, that's it.
Yeah.
I was in the crib like, what? They give me a free $1,200? I'm lit. But then I started working. I started working at the hospital, and my second check, niggas took out $600, bro. So I'm like, yo, hold up. In 2 weeks, y'all already took out $1,200. You telling me that if I work here the whole year, next year if this should happen again, y'all giving me $1,200? After I just took out, fuck, yo, bro.
Taxes,
I see why niggas saying $1,200.
Are dumb, bro.
Taxes, I be looking at my taxes sometimes too, because like my net pay is totally different from what you end up taking home. And I'm like, yo, $300, $200, that just goes away. I don't even see that shit at all. Like, that shit's the blow.
No, bro, $600. Niggas took out $600, bro. You know what $600 is? Yo, bro, I was like, what the fuck is the point? I'm out.
I don't see that shit being used in the streets. Like,
no, there's no way, like.
Nah, it's real life extortion. I swear to God. and no, for real. And we're dead ass letting it happen. Like,
it's because we need change.
How are teachers underpaid? How are cops underpaid? How is everybody underpaid but you taking all this breath from me? Nigga, oh fuck. I could have paid this nigga better. Like what, bro? And you're doing that from everybody? It's not like you're picking.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. You talking about like just one person. Nigga, think about
not even from everybody, from everything. Like you're dead ass doing that for everything. I go to 99 Cent Store right now. and you're doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's taking taxes out. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's $1. Nah, it's $1.50.
Can't front whoever came up with taxes.
It's a genius.
Was a bully. you ever see the old Italian movies when niggas go into the shops? So where the fuck is my money? And like the little lady from the store got a little envelope like, here's your monthly payment. That's dead ass what they're doing to us right now.
Nah, fact.
How is everybody underpaid, but y'all niggas taking all this breath from everybody?
And then on top of that,
and I'm pretty sure cops get taxed too, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've never asked.
Teachers get taxed.
I'm pretty sure that they do.
Yeah,
I can't see that they wouldn't. I feel like they have to.
But they get paid from taxes. What's going on?
Makes no sense, bro. All right, so jumping into
hold on. My full turn to hurt that, bro. But this album is that's OD.
Wait, what album?
Yo, people been talking about that.
And that's exactly what we got to talk about. So your project, Old Broke Bastard. Just wanted to start off by the album artwork. Where did y'all get that idea to do that?
You asking me this for the public, or you asking me this for yourself?
For the public. I know where it's from.
Okay. Well, I got the idea from. Well, it wasn't the idea. It's literally a replica of Old Dirty Bastard when he did the Brooklyn Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I just I thought it would be a fire, paying homage way of doing it. I feel like since we started this whole Broke Boy shit, is like,
mm-hmm.
It's kind of like what like. All right, so a little background. The reason we came up with that name was because when you hear it, it's kind of like, what? Like,
wait, hold on.
That's mad.
You talk about, so Broke Boys is, you got to talk on like the brand in itself, because I don't think people know. So don't know about Broke Boys, so.
The brand itself is called Not Broke, Just Broken.
Okay.
AKA Broke Boys. But the reason we came up with that is because when you first hear it, you're turned off by it.
Mm.
Until I tell you what it means. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not about people are like, who the fuck wants to be broke? Like, why are you calling yourself broke? Okay, what if you make $1 million? Are you still gonna be calling yourself broke? Shut the fuck up. That's not what I mean. So technically it's we all come from a broken place. So like, obviously I come from the projects, single mom, you know what I'm saying? Like,
mm-hmm.
Low class, whatever. So we're all broken, like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody could relate to that, because Freddie, I don't know your life, but you could have had a situation where it broke you down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now you're forever not that same Freddie you was before that moment. Like you also come from a broken environment. You don't have to, you can have all the money in the world and come from, like, your dad could be alcoholic.
Yeah, it's by your roots,
and,
right? It's
and
that's where you come from.
You come from a broken environment. Your dad could be alcoholic. Your mom could be whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the idea we had for the brand, right? So, going into the album, which is not an album, by the way, it's an EP.
No, it's not an album. It's just an EP.
No, yeah, but nowadays you can call it whatever you want. So like, that's why I just run with it when they say album. Like, album.
I be sticking with project.
Yeah. It was an EP to hold off until my actual album that I've been working on.
Cause I did this. Still under construction, or you're just making some finishing touches to that, and is that gonna release soon, or you have another name for that?
Nah,
for the head, bro.
I don't even wanna say the name or the date.
Nah, I already know. You had to get into that, though.
I already know, but I wanna let this marinate. You know, I don't wanna like be like, oh yeah, I did this, but now look at this. I don't wanna.
Nah, I feel.
I wanna let it sit until the time comes to speak on the other one. But back to the cover art. If you know Old Dirty Bastard, is like when he first came out, there was no. It was like the opposite of what niggas was expecting. Like, nigga, his hairstyle was crazy. Nigga, the whole teeth shit. Nigga's name was Old Dirty Bastard.
Yeah.
When you listen to rap music, you think young and fresh, and you know, and that's what you're.
All that.
Imagine calling yourself the opposite of that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That gets people's attention.
Yeah, so like
some people,
nigga, like why the fuck is somebody calling himself old and dirty and a bastard? Bless you.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's the type of time that, even though it was like I didn't even think about that nigga until the project came along. Before that, I wasn't like, oh, let's make the brand and I didn't whatever. That was just us brainstorming. Then I'm like, bro, that's the same type of shit. Cause right now you look at niggas, everybody want to be young rich nigga, young fly nigga, blah blah whatever.
Yeah,
little whatever.
Like, yeah, or I mean, they can be whatever they want, but I feel like that goes against everything everybody's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody wants to be rich, fly, blah. So when you first hear the name, it's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, why are you saying that? Like, why are you? That's like calling yourself musty. Like, why? Like, why would you be young musty niggas? Like, what the fuck? What are these niggas talking about?
Bro,
so I feel like, so then I feel like, I was like, yo, I feel like that's the type of time that I'm coming on for this. And yeah, I actually when I had like 10 different options between album covers.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, I gotta go with ODB. And that's how it came about.
That shit is tough, and I feel like
shout out to my guy Hakeem. Nigga, he sent me back that shit. You know, that's the reason why the album, the project is what it is. No, that's not what it is. It was supposed to be an EP because I've been taking so long, not dropping music, that I was like, damn, I wanna like be in niggas' heads again. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas probably don't even think. Well, last year probably niggas didn't even think of me as an artist anymore because they was like, you don't do nothing with it. Yeah, so I was gonna drop an EP just to hold niggas off. Then I got the cover art back, and when I posted it, everybody was like, yo, I can't wait for this album. I was like, oh shit. Y'all niggas about to be mad disappointed because that's not what it. Bro, I wasn't even talking.
It's supposed to just be a few tracks.
Yeah, the list of songs is different. It was gonna be 5 songs.
Oh,
then,
5?
They would have been
then now it's like 14, but like 3 of them are like double-sided songs, or like 4 of them are. So like, the track list is 11, but it's really like 15 songs, or like 14. But before that wasn't gonna be what it is right now. But until I got people's reactions, and like, I can't front, like, there was people that hit me up prior, like on some like, I don't know who they are, but I don't even know them like that, and they was like pouring their soul out, like when I dropped this number 4, like, yo, I can't front, bro, I was listening to this and that, whatever. So they hit me up like, yo, I can't wait to see what you're talking about on this one. And then I felt like I had an obligation to like,
take it to another level.
I was like, let me give them some
heat.
some days, some breathe, some pedigrees. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
My fault, bro. Because what I was gonna say is, I don't think I've ever said this to you, but like, especially like recently, something that idea of what you're saying resonates with me too. Because even like listening to December 4th, because I still listen to it when I get the chance to, but like your song Party, which is an acronym for pain always returns to you, right? That's what it says.
Yeah.
That song, when it talks about the idea of like, if I'm explaining it right, you think about like when you're trying to be like in a happy place, but even when you're in that happy place, something always reminds you and it brings you back to what you were trying to escape in the first place, right?
Yeah. So it's better to just face it instead of trying to cope with it how how I do or how most people I know do. Like you go drink, you go smoke, you go whatever. But at the end of the day, nigga, what's the funniest shit bitches be talking about? Oh, when this nigga was drunk calling me, or when this bitch was drunk calling me, drunk texting. You know what I'm saying? So like, you thinking I'm about to go out and get lit, and and you lit till then you not, and then you call her you fucking
Get that call.
So like, it's like you're gonna escape it for a moment, and then it's gonna hit you even harder.
Yeah, it always comes back.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's why it was that.
So trying to get into that a little bit more, because they were like, you named some of those deeper songs, Someday, Pedigree. Those are like Breathe. Those were some of like the deeper songs, especially Breathe, which that Rick Ross in the beginning basically explained what you were explaining before about the difference between being broke and being broken, which was tough in itself. Excuse me. What I'm trying to think of the way to phrase the question the exact way. What is your like recording process with those kind of songs?
Oh, like, do you do anything different with those tracks compared to the other tracks that aren't as emotional?
I do something different actually. From the hype ones, in perspective, in a sense of I try to do the least as possible. Like there's no ad-libs, there's no extra noise. I don't try to make my voice sound different. Cause like sometimes like even like if you hear like say something.
Mm-hmm.
Like where like the verse when it's like I'm on the edge, no playing safe. No, it's nothing to play. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I need my space. Like I'm changing my voice to like have a certain balance to it because that's the type of song it is. But I feel like that's crazy. I forgot the first bar when I said it just now. But like even when it's like my brother suddenly got the case. I know some niggas that never went visit, but now they here with this smile on his face. Somebody keeping out for the snakes. Like I did that. That wasn't an effect. I just did it with my voice. But I feel like when I record those type of songs, like the other type of songs, I try to not do as much so it could have the feeling of it's just Sko. Like if you're listening to Breathe right now, that sounds like how I'm talking right now. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like I need a moment of silence for anybody who doubted me and show up to my shows, but you text my phone like you proud of me. Don't lie to me. But if you listen to Conversations, is Sapping my line for a toast. Now we ain't making, but nigga, we close. Shit, I ain't talking just to boast, but for my niggas, I'm doing the most shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing certain shit to make it balance. But if you listen to those type of songs, like Pedigree, it hurts when you coming up short on who you trying to be. But honestly, I feel like God might not be fond of me. Like is that as me? I'm trying to make it seem, not make it seem. I'm trying to talk so it gives you a different feeling than if somebody's trying to make something sound good to you. I'm trying to make it sound real instead of, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously I want to sound good, obviously, but that's the feeling I go for. Like, like okay, this nigga is talking to me like a person, like we're having a conversation.
Facts. I see that.
Instead of like trying to make a rap.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Like deep rap, you know, like and I remember when I was in them steps. Yeah. Like, you know, like some I don't know. I feel like when you that's like niggas that talk to you and they get mad hype telling you some shit. Like it's like you know? It's like the loudest nigga in the room is always whatever. That whole shit. So you try to keep it calm and you know, I feel like those hit more for me. So that's what I try to do.
No, I feel that. I like that. It does it adds a little bit different because it hits a little bit more when you're sitting down and you listen to it, especially from the first song, like you said. It's kind of like more like a welcoming vibe.
Yeah.
Start off that way. Freddie, you got any questions, or you want me to jump into another?
Yeah. We were kind of talking about this earlier because when you were talking about how some of your tracks have you have two tracks in one, sort of. Have part one, part two.
Yeah.
So because I'm not an artist, So when you start this off, do you originally have it planned that you're gonna put 2 tracks in it, or you start off with 1 track, you do some other track like further down the line, and then you're like, oh, these 2 could kind of go in one, or like you plan it out like that? How does that go when you like make tracks with 2 types of songs?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah, all of them. In this album, all those
Yeah.
steps that you mentioned, I've taken. So for Boom Clap, right?
Yeah.
I knew I wanted a second part to it because it was too.
Mhm.
It was too left.
Yeah.
So I had to ground it. Like I had to let niggas know. Yeah, I was playing with y'all, but I could really, you know what I'm saying? And even with the people that I was speaking about, like the track list and whatever.
Yeah.
Like there were like people that felt like, because the second part of Boom Clap is P5, and they felt like that should be its own song because they was like, yo, nah, you was wilding on that, and I'm like, yeah, but
So Boom. Oh, my fault. I don't mean to cut you off. So Boom Clap was supposed to be 2 different tracks.
no, I made it knowing I was gonna make a second part. But when niggas heard the second part, when the beat changed, they was like, yo, this should be its own track because it's so whatever, and I was like, yeah.
I see.
And I was like, yeah, but nah, bro, you're not understanding. What makes each side what it is the opposite. Like, let's say,
like the yin and the yang, some shit
yeah.
like that.
So like,
Yeah,
let's say you really fuck with the second half of Boom Clap. It's because you really like that like
that other second sound, right?
Yeah, like that hard. You know what I'm saying? Talking about shit, rap. So like, the first part you're gonna be like, oh, all right, nah, this is what I like. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get that feeling because you already heard the second part.
Yeah.
And then if you like the first one, then you get the opposite feeling. You know?
Yeah, when you hear the second part, you're gonna be like, oh, he switched it up to this. Like, yeah.
So it's like, and then they were like, nah, you should just make it his own song. And I'm like, no, bro, because then it's gonna take away from. I don't feel like Boom Clap by itself would have been what it is if it didn't have that
second part.
Yeah, because then it would have felt like it would not been what it is. Like, I feel like Boom Clap in the future is not gonna die out. Like, you know how like tracks become corny after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna die out because it has that serious aspect to it too. But if it was just like a playful song, it could die out because it's just like, it doesn't really have no substance to it.
It's kind of like a.
It's just like a. But that's but what song was it? We Back and Be Myself.
Mm-hmm.
I put them together because the beats sounded similar.
They did.
So
that wasn't. It wasn't made that way. It was.
No, there are two different beats.
Okay.
And then I was like, fuck it, let me just make it into one song because the beats sounded similar. And then Hard Headed and Homesick.
That's my personal favorite, by the way, right there. Hard Headed, Homesick. That's what I've been telling you.
Niggas was telling me to keep Homesick. Hard Headed out the album.
No way, for real? What?
And I was like, bro, yeah, dogs. Y'all niggas don't know what the fuck y'all talking about because this shit is hard.
Yeah, that shit goes.
But, and you know what's dumb funny, bro? I didn't even know the album was out. And then this nigga sent me a screenshot. Yo, look what this nigga said. And I'm like, yo, what? But it was mad funny because I'm like, yo, that's dumb funny that the first like 5 reactions that I got were for Hard Headed. And that's the one that that niggas was debating, like, oh, nah, it shouldn't be on the album.
So
like, bro,
you already knew at that point that, hey, I made a good move by keeping that one in there if everybody's already commenting on it.
I knew before I put it on there because that's the reason I put it on there. I'm just saying that
facts.
These niggas didn't know because it was just, who else can I, like, you know how like when you look for other people for affirmation, you're like, yo, bro, rate this shit 5? Who are you gonna ask? It's us discussing this, so like, the album's not out yet, so we can't ask nobody. But I'm like, watch when that shit come out, bro. What I really was saying was, watch when I perform this shit, bro. Cause those 2 songs back to back
is tough.
Yeah, people are gonna go wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
and
what.
That's another thing. I made the album. I don't know if y'all, whatever, but I made the album, project, EP, mixtape. I made it to where I could perform it in a regular set, straight through, without talking.
Oh, like
the album, the shit is 25 minutes.
To 11?
Yeah, it's 25 minutes. A set is 30 minutes.
Damn.
Is that it's 25 minutes? And imagine me opening up a show with Breathe. Boom. Then you don't want to hear that same energy. Now the second song, niggas is, you know what I'm saying? Third, fourth, then it goes back into some real shit, and it's like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
so the idea of like crowd control.
That's smart.
Yeah, it creates the crowd control in itself.
Because you know where I fucked up at? Well, I didn't fuck up, but I didn't know. December 4th, when I would perform it, I would have to change the order of the songs.
Like, and you don't have to do that right now,
this
right?
song. Hell no, I don't even have to touch it. There's space in between the songs where I don't even have to stop the songs to talk. I could just, I wouldn't talk after Breathe. You get what I'm saying? I perform Breathe, and it'll be like a moment, and then as soon as it ends, boom, and it's like, oh, like, you know, it's like that. But
damn, my man dropping.
To perform, I wouldn't even have to touch it.
Nah, I feel you. Wait, so you brought up performances. Are you already like, oh, wait. Well,
Danny getting beat up in the corner.
So you brought up performances. Do you already, like, even though this whole pandemic joint is going on, did you already have like plans scheduled to like when you wanted to go out and like, you know, do your, you know, sets, or has everything taken like a little curveball because of the whole situation right now?
Nigga, I was supposed to the listening party for this shit.
It was supposed to go hard.
Bro, the listening party for this shit was gonna be OD. So fuck the performances after. I was gonna set the tone before it even dropped.
Oh, with the listening party.
Yeah, bro, that shit was gonna be crazy, bro.
I remember you telling me that.
Like crazy.
You remember what you told me, Sko? Before, like the last time we went out, we was in it was for I think it was your cousin's birthday, and you was like, yo, Danny, I think I'm gonna be famous.
I was that ass. That shit fucked me up.
OD.
For something I want to ask, cause
my fault. As soon as this shit is over, we lit.
Wait, are you gonna have a listening party again? Like even though like. Yeah, all right. But now that's because some people would have been like, no, they already listened to it now. But yeah, facts. Do that.
No, that's what I was thinking. But I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna just have a listening party, perform the whole shit.
I feel like now it's gonna be more lit because like people are gonna be fucking with the songs. Exactly. They're gonna be rapping with it, singing with it.
They know it.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
I gotta, before you ask your question, real quick question. What was it? Forget it. I forgot it.
What's going on, man?
What I was gonna ask was for the skits that you put on there. Had one like in the beginning.
I had
four. It was the one in the beginning.
Breathe. I had
Breathe got the two.
No, Breathe has two. Hard Headed has the little shit in the beginning, and then Pedigree at the end. Right.
How do you come up with the ideas for those? Like, how do you incorporate?
The first one came with Breathe with the beat. That's the reason I wanted the beat. Cause nigga Lenny was produced by Len. Nigga was saucy one day. Nigga sent a voice note to the chat like, yo, I can't front high. Yo, high. I'm sipping on some Brugal high. We on some fucking Dominican shit, bro. I just want to tell y'all, bro, like, we dead ass about to be millionaires, bro. Like, we dead ass gonna do this. But he was like, you know, he was in his field. Then this nigga Josh put that in front of the beat, Breathe. I'm like, no, keep it there, like that, keep that shit there, bro. Then that was that wasn't a fake skit. Like he sent that as a voice note, and then it was thrown there. Then I felt like Breathe actually had two verses, and the second verse was, I need a moment of silence for all my niggas stuck in the system. That's why they wildin'. And it was like on some like political shit. Then but that's not what I was going with this album. Breathe was originally for the other one that I was telling you. So then I was like, nah, fuck, I'm gonna just give it one verse, make it short. 'Cause I wanted to make the whole album short, the whole project. And the Rick Ross shit, I just knew. Like before, I was like, this is gonna be the intro. Nigga, from prior, nigga, that shit. Then I seen that shit, and he was like, being broke and being broken. I was like, yup. Nigga talking to me, huh? Nigga talking to my And I already knew. Then well, all of them actually were like, I didn't plan no skits. I was recording. Right here. Where's it at? Right here. Oh, look at which banner. But yeah, I was recording. Well, I was in my other crib, and I was recording, and this nigga, my man Danny, called me, and I forgot what song I was recording, but the nigga said some shit, and then he was like, "I can't front. That might be the hardest shit I ever heard in my life." And then I was like, oh, "What? Wait, what you said?" And then I pressed record, and that's why you hear the song start off with, "Wait, what you said?" And then he said, "I said that might have been the hardest shit I heard in my life." And then I was like, "Good looking, bro." Boom. And then I just caught that, and then I stopped recording, and I pressed record, and I kept the phone at the mic. That's why you hear it muffling. It was like a little muffled because I was like moving the phone and shit. And it was like a 10-minute conversation that because he started getting deeper into what you hear at the end of Pedigree.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time he had called me in a while and caught me in the act of making music. You know, like I guess in his eyes, like I was just like friend, but I'd be telling him, yeah, bro. And then he was like, nah, bro, like, and I explained to him why that's coming with the next project. I don't hear that. I explained to him why I didn't care for putting nothing out. You know what I'm saying? So then we had a deep conversation, and he was saying his piece, saying how he feels like that was the most I can't find the word for it, but the most, I don't want to say mature answer that I could have gave him, like before. Yeah. Like if I ask you why do you want to do something, you know, normally people say because they want money or because they want. Like, he felt like, oh, like there's something else to it than the perks of it. You know, it's like it's more for there's a reason behind it.
More of a it's like a deeper meaning to it. You know.
Not it's like significance.
I just want to get famous or rich.
Yeah. So
there's a significance in front of it. That's what you mean?
Yeah. There's actually a significance. I mean, I felt like I had significance, but I'm saying from the convo that he was saying. So now I didn't even like. If I was doing it for other reasons, I would have just been dropping whatever. And I think I'm good enough to where my shit is gonna hit. You know, if I keep dropping. Yeah. But it's like that's not what I want to do. I don't want it for the instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? I want it for something else. You're gonna get a message if I put in an album. You won't get a message if I just be dropping songs and talking about this and that. I don't have the platform for it. You know what I'm saying? But you might indulge yourself in an album because of a song like Boom Clap. Then you have to hear something like We Back or you know what I'm saying? Like you already listened to it. Like it's already there, so you have to listen to it. So I just feel like. Well, he just felt like there was more significance to behind what I was doing than what he thought prior, like when I was working on December 4th. You get what I'm saying? Like, and the song, like some of the songs on December 4th that I don't like now are the ones that I did without significance. You know what I'm saying? Like that I try to make hits, that I try to make whatever, like
kind of meaning,
so
substance.
Yeah.
So wait, I have a question. So I don't know how many people know, but you spoke about this briefly. That you had the album before. Well, the project you had before this one was December 4th. You said.
Yeah.
You feel like you did anything different from your old project to your new one? You felt like you did any growth? Like you felt like you took anything different? Like, is there anything you did with this tape that if you would have done differently in the other one, you would have changed?
Um, yeah, no, because I was trying to prove two different things. So it's
okay. So with the first album, you were trying to prove something, and then this one
that I could rap.
Oh, okay.
Like,
so this one was about you rapping.
No,
the last one was
first
about him.
December 4th, I was trying to prove that I could rap.
That you could rap.
Like,
Okay.
not really trying to prove, but like, bro, why is niggas
He was
playing
just
with
saying
me?
I could
Because
rap.
like me, obviously, but it was wrong with me, but it's more of like, you know what you're capable of, but other people don't know. So like when like there's certain things that people would say, or like
doubt you.
they would talk about, yeah, and like it will always like, bro, what? These niggas must not know. I'm dead as nice. But you know what I'm saying? Like niggas would talk about like top 5 in Yonkers and shit. I'm like, bro, why nobody mentioning me? What's going on, man? But then I realized I don't have nothing else, so how are they gonna mention me? So I'm like, watch. I'm gonna dump on this shit and show niggas I could. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have a song fucking 7 minutes of me freestyling on beats for freestyle. Yeah, it's called Losboro Radio 91.4. So that's really what, you know. And with this one, since I haven't made music in so long, I feel like, and even back then, I feel like I could have showcased more diversity in the other one, you know, like the first one. And I feel like people, like me knowing is not enough, because like you can say whatever you want, but people only know what you put in their face. So like in this one, I'm like, all right, what you want? Singing? I'm singing. What you want? Drill? I'm drilling. What you want? Me going off? I'm going off. What you want? Some sim shit? I'm in there. But it's all me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I could get into those bags. It's just, you wouldn't know that if you would have never heard it. So like, who am I to? So what I was trying to do is give niggas like on some like XXX Tentacion. Like the nigga made an album with
and it's all over the place, but it's fire.
Yeah, and it's cohesive. It's not like it's like just random songs put together. It goes. So I feel like I was trying to do two different things. So like my next album, I know what I'm doing. Well, my next project, I know what I'm doing. But with this one, I just wanted to let everybody know, like, I can do all of this. Just to let y'all know, is I'm just choosing to do what I want to do or what I want to, you know. But it's like, it's iffy. I like it though. I think this project is better than the other one, but it should be, obviously. But I wouldn't change the other one, because I feel like for its time, it was what it was. Like, it was perfect for its time. The only thing I would change is like some of the mixing aspects of it, but like what I'm saying, I don't take back nothing I said on the album. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like all those songs.
You really wouldn't change much.
Yeah.
Well, what you're saying, you wouldn't change, but you know, a couple of background things, like you said, a couple of
the technical sides of it. Not
exactly. That's a little different. But like, as long as you're saying what you're saying, you know, you would have kept it.
When I'm 2 years from now, I would want somebody to hear that and be like, okay, this is where he was at 22. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I wouldn't be mad at you knowing that that's who I was at 22, because that's what I'm not mad at that. Like, this one, I wouldn't be mad if 5 years, 10 years from now, somebody goes back and is like, okay, this is where he was at 24, 25, you know? So it's like, I'm good with that. That's why I wouldn't change it.
So,
I respect that.
Question. So,
and like, even, you know, my fault, bro. Even with the, like with the drill song, with the bros, you know, I really feel like that's gonna get, that song is gonna get old the fastest, because it's a time, you know. It's like making, like, it's like if you hear whoever's project and they have a trap song, like not a trap song, but like, you know, the generic old school trap, like the get into the money, hey, like, I feel like those songs, you know, like over time, but you can't really be mad at it because it was for its time. Like, that's where
like,
you was at the time.
Like, an example would be like Snap Your Fingers. You snap your fingers, And do you?
No, it's different.
It's gonna get. Oh, I'm saying it was for its time, though.
Yeah.
I mean more like.
But now kids won't listen to, like, it's old to other people. They be like, eh. To us, it's lit when they play it once in a blue. But like I'm saying for like the kids
like
now,
Jumpman, like Jumpman is
okay.
Or like Jumpman is played out because it was for its time.
Yeah. Okay.
But plastic bags, 30 for 30, are not, or scholarships, they're not gonna get played out. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not. They wasn't made just for the time. It was made to transcend. So like, I feel like it's a difference.
It's timeless.
But you can't be mad at Jumpman. Nigga, it was what it was at the time.
Yeah, you can't. You're right.
So, but my fault, Fred.
No, Danny, you said you had another question.
So what was I don't know if somebody asked you this question because I was late due to technical difficulties with my job. But you said I remember we had a conversation, and the question is about how did this inspire you to make? Because you said you're making another project, right? Or you're currently making another project. And I remember we had a conversation that you said the reason why that you had like, hey, I'm gonna make another project because the Old Dirty Bastard cover, right? The Old Dirty, the BigBrokeBoySco. You felt like you had to show people something because of that cover, because so many people was asking you something like about music.
Yeah, I told them before you came on. Yeah, I told them. And well, actually, what I was gonna do was 2 EPs, 5-song EPs, right? One was gonna be Boom Clap, Conversations, some shit called 100 Biddies. What was the other shit? Some shit with Abu. It was all gonna be like knocks, like Then the other one was gonna be like Breathes, Pedigrees, and Boom, right? But not those songs specifically, but that was the vibe for it. Those 2 EPs was gonna be 2 different EPs, but then still like I had the main one that I'm working on. Yeah, that was already there. I was already working on it. I just was gonna do these 2 things just in the meantime, like, oh, I'm giving niggas something, So, but then once the cover came out, that's what I was telling you earlier. Then I had to make it more than just EP feeling. If that makes sense.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite songs that you did on this one? I mean, fuck with the whole thing, but have you like the songs?
Yeah, I know. I hate to. It's someday.
D, all the above.
D, all the above.
Nah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like
you can't.
They're all. But it's me. I made them, so it's like But my favorite bag to get in will be like Breathe, Pedigree, and for other reasons like Someday, like I feel like that really. I feel like that one song for this project like really took me out of a box, Like I feel like if that song wouldn't have been on there, it would have seemed like a different project, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Someday moments take it to a different place.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely especially like comparing them from like December 4th to this one. I feel like it definitely separated from that. But like generally speaking, it does.
I feel like I feel like Someday really that wasn't a bag that I was in. And even though like Breathe, I've done songs like Breathe, but I feel like this is a way more like Breathe is like a way more intricate version of like what I've done before. You know what I'm saying? Like even the intro, like the intro to
December 4th. It was like, I started losing my mind to nights like this. Nights I miss, the ugliness in life so bliss. The system was never broken, it was built like this. Preach with the pen, because Malcolm couldn't write like this. So like, I was still, but this is like even though it's the same lane, it's like you can see the progress. Like,
yeah, you
like,
can see, you could see, like you were saying before, it's almost like repeating itself, but it's almost like you could tell that's where you were at a younger age, and like basically that's you growing up.
Yeah.
For the most part. I don't know, Freddie. You said you had a bunch of questions. I know you're about to leave soon.
I tell Freddie, I can't wait to get this nigga on, man. Oh my God.
Facts. I know. Let's see. What else?
I know you're about to have to leave in a couple minutes, so
yeah,
if you wanted to just ask like your one last question before you sign it out.
Yeah, I think I got one last question before.
My man came prepared. He wrote them down. He came prepared. He wrote them down.
I was just sleeping, so I had to make sure I had the questions ready. I was just gonna say about like let's say if you're gonna start something, because I didn't know when I had it written down, I didn't know you were already working on something. But like, let's say you wanted to do like another piece, how would you go about it? Like, and I understand why you may not want to give too much details because you're already working on it. But like, what would you do differently for your next one? Because you know how you made that jump, that growth from December 4th to this one. So how do you think that's gonna happen again? How do you feel like you're gonna be able to do that like again for another album?
I think it's more the aspect of like actually taking my time on it. Like, but that's not. I'm trying to answer without giving away what.
I feel you. That's what I said. If you what you don't have to.
Nigga, I made Boom Clap 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas tell me that nigga was like, yo, bro, I made this funny ass beat. It was a joke. That shit was a joke. Like that I said, yo, I made this funny ass beat, bro. And niggas is like, yo, bro, hold on, I'm trying to get this nigga to say snare, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Like he was like, it's a beat done. It's a beat that the niggas made joking around. He was like, bro, instead of putting actual instruments on it, we set it. So instead of putting 808, it's a boom. You know how 808s go boom.
Yeah. That's what's going
like,
boom.
So a beat would be boom, boom. Instead you're like boom, clap, boom, clap.
Oh, and then
you bring it down all the way so it can sound like an 808. It was like boom, like it gives that effect. And then like clap, you make it high pitched to where it's like a clap. It sounds like and then 808. So that was a joke. When I was hearing it, I'm like, yo, what? That's not a joke. Nigga, send this to me right now, bro.
You're like, hold up, I can do something with this.
Yeah, then he sent it to me. I was like, yo, this shit lit. The beat wasn't even done when he sent it to me.
It wasn't?
The niggas added some shit. And boom. So I was like, matter of fact, I was with one of my mans, and I was like, bro, watch, bro, I'm about to finish this right now. Then he had to go home, and he dead ass only heard when I came up with the burning bridge and breaking doors. Aim my plate, I'm back for more. Promise shit in the light before. No more standing in front of stores. Like he dead ass, and then I the last line I heard was piss all over my project floors. Yeah, I ball and let them keep the score. Like he heard piss. He came back. He's like, yo, bro. Like he came back the next day. He's like, yo, bro. What you ever do with that piss all on my project floor shit? I was like, bro, you want to listen to it, bro? Yeah. I was like, yo, this shit fire. Then yeah, but more so like that I want to like take my time and actually try to make like
some time.
I'm like for the next one I'm trying to like push myself because like not to like discredit anything I did or whatever, but like I knew like I think Danny was one of the people, or like what my man's Erickson. A lot of people actually like hit me up like, yo, I can't front, bro. You outdid yourself. like there was mad people that hit me up on some like, yo, nah, bro, like you outdid yourself, blah, like whatever. And there was one person that was like, yo, this is way better than I expected. Well, a couple people, but like one person that stood out because it's my man's like. So I'm like, bro, what? Like, what are you talking about? And then he was like, nah, bro, I thought it was gonna be wavy, like a couple songs, but like this shit, like front to back, is fire. And then I was like, damn. And not like I had to like stop myself because like, okay, I only felt the way because I knew I could do that this whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, but I guess I feel you. Like you didn't know because you're not me. But like this, and like I said, not to like discredit them, but like I knew I could do this, if that makes sense. Like I knew I could. Like what I don't know, like it's me. So it's like I feel like
you had the potential.
Yeah. So like I knew that I could make songs like whatever, and not even potential. Like I'm working on my craft. It's not like I'm just randomly like, oh, let me make an album and then starting to make it. Like no, nigga, I know how much better I've gotten because it's me making it. I recorded my crib. I listened to it myself, so I knew what I was capable of. But what I'm
so it was like
what I'm trying to go for the next one, which is why I'm trying to take my time, is I'm trying to make something that I don't know if I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like push myself to a certain level where it's like what the fuck? I didn't even know this nigga could, you know? But to myself, not to you guys, because you guys only don't know what y'all don't know because I never showed you guys. But I'm saying to myself, like I want to like do shit that I didn't know I could do, or like, you know, like put together, because it's different from. I'm gonna give a little bit away. It's different from just making a song and making music, like actually making, like putting something together rather than making a song and putting a skit at the end of it, and then wow, you can still get that feeling from that. But I'm talking about like
it's like when you say
I don't want to say
when people call you a rapper, right? You say it's like when people call you a rapper. No, I'm not a rapper. I'm an artist.
I'm all that. I'm a rapper. Come on.
But the sensible term would be you don't only rap. You do you produce, you make their own music, you write your own lyrics, you come up with the ideas for the videos, you have all that.
It's kind of the stuff like what you talk about, like the difference between making a song and making music is kind of what separates people, especially when you talk about those higher tier people, from the rest of the bunch. Like that's what separates people like Drake and J. Cole, and that's what separates them from being tied together with, like, not saying that they don't make good music, like the other people, but it's what separates them.
Hot take.
Hot take.
1, 2, 1, 2. My shit better than Drake shit.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I've been listening to it more than Drake shit, so.
Yo, I didn't come up with that.
We talked about that when we recorded the other day.
I had like 10 people tell me that, and then I started believing it. Yo, word. Word,
That lets you know the momentum you're on right now too, because like with Drake's project, I believe it was on like he had like what 11 tracks, 12 tracks, but I feel like only really 4 or 5 of them really had that
14.
playback. Oh, it was 14. Okay, so I feel like out of those 14, only like 4 or 5 really have that playback that you could really like keep listening to it over and over again and be hype about it, but not the whole 14.
Yo, Demons, woo, movie. I'm in with the wooski.
Nah, he did it.
But I can't wait.
Yo, that's like,
I can't wait for outside to open back up.
Really that shit.
Wait, before we keep going into Drake or whatever, I have to leave already, so I have to start getting ready to head out. I just want to thank Sko for coming by, and thanks everybody for listening. I'm about to head out, so.
Yo, good looking, my guy.
You know, have fun. I want to hear these questions later, so keep up the good work. All right.
Bro, be safe.
All right, see you later, Frank.
All right, bros.
Damn, you kind of threw me off because I was gonna ask, because with you saying that question that you the conversation that you had at the end, like when you closed out at the end of Pedigree, it kind of was the conversation from what I understood. It was kind of like it's more than money in music, and my question was going to be like, what do you see down the road? Like
once you have a platform, you could literally change lives by like just anything you say. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say something to put somebody's life into perspective. Like you could be an actor and have enough influence to where you could, you know, change the world, or change a person that could change the world, or whatever. And it sounds generic, but if you talking about like physically, not just the mental aspect. Nigga, look at Akon, bro. Akon deadass got a city. Nigga built Wakanda, bro. Akon, bro.
He's doing big things over there for Africa.
That's crazy, bro. Akon.
So D.
And not trying to downplay him, but like
he don't spend no money either.
Look at 50. 50 was bigger than Akon. You know what I'm saying?
And his influence isn't the same. I mean, but it's not.
Yeah, but I got some topics that I don't want to say because I feel like the Illuminati is gonna hinder my growth. You know, like this nigga trying to come in here talking this bullshit. I'm out of here. Get pack that nigga the fuck up. So, you know, I ain't gonna mention it till I'm ready to die.
Unless they ask you to join. I'm like, yo, just join.
As our first guest, do you have any like? I didn't ask you this, or prepare you for this, but as our first guest, do you have any like questions for us or anything like that?
Oh, dogs. Why y'all don't tip me? I imagine. Yeah, I do got questions. Hold on. One would be, what are you guys trying to accomplish? Like, is this to you guys? Is this just a hobby, or are you trying to like quit your job off of this? Are you trying to fuck if this makes enough money for you to quit your job? Is it more about giving your perspective to people? Like, what is it to you guys? What does it mean?
I think Jamal, I have to answer that.
I thought you were gonna have like an answer for it too, but for me, it's similar to what you were saying, which is kind of why I wanted you to answer. I wanted to ask that question. I wanted to use it for like those beginning stages on trying to influence people, because I feel like I have a lot of like younger cousins and I have a younger brother and stuff like that, and there's a bunch of people that look up to me. So I wanted to use it for that and take that aspect of it, so it can open up a lane for me to be able to reach and talk to other people and inspire other people, like you were saying. That aspect, maybe not on the big scale of like a whole country similar to Akon. I mean, if I could, that'd be cool, but as much as possible, being able to influence people to do things that they don't think that they can do. You guys know me. I'm not the biggest like overly extroverted person, so doing a podcast sounds wild for somebody like me, you know. But it was the idea of, if I'm able to do it and be successful with it, you know, that proves that you can pretty much do anything.
I feel that. Respect, brother. What about you, Danny? Scary man.
I'm doing this to help Jamal, really. Right now, I don't have no big plans with Just Talks. I just love talking to the boys, and it's a way to like, it's like a distraction from the world and just talking about the world too. It's not just we talking bullshit. It's interesting conversation that we have in the barbershop, or we have when we out chilling, places like that. Like, it's fun conversation for me. And whatever I could do to help Jamal grow, which is my boy, is the same as you too. Whatever I could do to help you grow, I try my best to do it. I just like seeing people grow. It's not a selfish reason or nothing.
I feel that. You know, when I was younger, I used to like contemplate a lot on like when I found out like what death was. I always used to like eat myself up trying to think of like, yo, like it's crazy how when we die we're dead as not remembered. Like that's crazy. So like I guess that feeling of like being, you know, influential comes from that. Like I always just like
it is
when and like my pops always used to like always talk about how he wanted to be like a Galileo or like a Da Vinci. Like he wanted to like have a breakthrough in life where like he's gonna be remembered for like generation for changing like life as a whole. Like I don't know what
that's called your a lifetime project. That's like a psychologist talks about it, and people once they figure out what death is, like you said, it comes to them. It's like, damn, I want to be remembered, and that's why people have children, and that's why people have streets named after them and things like that. It's because they want to do that. It's a fear too. Like if you think about it, you can't. It's you want to leave something in the world, but you don't know if you can. You could try, but you never know in the end of the day if somebody forgets about you.
I think fear is good though.
Yeah, fear is great. Fear is a good thing.
That's
fear is you learn from fear.
Yeah, I was having this conversation with Kayla one day, and because she's trying to go on like her own like new journey with outside of what she went to school for, and she was telling me that she's scared and not ready for what she's trying to do next. And I was like, it's good that you're scared, because if you're too prepared for what you're about to do next, like it's not really change, and you're not doing anything different in your regular life. You're almost going to be stay where you are kind of if you're too prepared for what you're doing. So if you're scared and you're nervous, it prepares you a little bit more, because it puts you on your P's and Q's and makes you have to be more aware.
Like, I have a question for Skull and Jamal. And now this question is for Skull because Jamal is still not in his end game. But for you, Skull, like, what was more gratifying, the journey or like the goal? Like, you released your project. That was the goal, to release your project, right? But what felt better? You actually being on the journey, making the music and talking to all your people about it. And then when you put it out, it was finally you reached your goal. You put it out. Now what? You got your compliments and stuff like that. But what felt better to you? Actually being on that adventure or that journey to make the tape, the project, whatever you want to call it, or that end where it's like, okay, this is the end of that.
In a perfect world, I would say the journey, but in real life is the goal, because the journey was worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's both, but the goal makes the journey worth it. Cause nigga, you spend mad bread trying to do, you know what I'm saying? So, and then shit goes wrong, and then it's a headache, and then there's all these left and right turns and drops and highs and lows. So I feel like you the goal, when you meet your goal, is kind of like, imagine you practicing. Nigga, practice does not feel good, bro. The only reason people like practice is because they know the results.
Yeah.
So if that's a bad analogy, because I like making music. You know what I'm saying? But music is made to be enjoyed. You know, I'm making music, even though I'm making music for myself, I'm making it for other people. So it's like, it has to be an experience as a whole. So I like the whole process. Like, I like making music. It doesn't feel like it's a job. I like putting it out. I like talking to people. I like what people, bro, sometimes people get some other shit that I didn't even say out of my music, you know? But I like that. Like, I like what you could take from music. I like how you could deadass live with music. You know what I'm saying?
It's like paintings.
It's a different thing that brings people together.
But imagine you practicing throwing up, right? You practicing so hard you throw up, whatever. It's a hassle to get to the practice facility. The shit is in the Bronx. You gotta walk from Lawrence, boom, right? you practicing, the shit is crazy, but the championship game come, you steal it from the nigga and lay it up. You was working on your defense. You was working on your fast breaks, your speed. You know what I'm saying? So, like, obviously that moment feels greater than all the practices, but, like, you appreciate the practice so much because what brought it to that moment. You know what I'm saying? But the mistake, a lot of people, like, I mean, I'm not to that level, so I don't know, but I'm taking from people that I look up to. I'm taking from what they say. The mistake people make is not enjoying the process itself. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
A lot of people are so addicted to, like, instant gratification that they would
forget what they went through.
Yeah, they would settle for whatever just to keep, you know, just to keep getting that feeling, and then they forget that it's like I was saying it in at the end of Boom Clop, like they forget it's all a process, like nigga, this whole shit like is dead ass from the start to the end. There really is no end, because what is my end? This was not my goal. My goal was not to drop this and get compliments on it. Like, what is that doing for me? You know, like, I'm still going, so it's not a process. It's more like a stepping stone. Like, I wanna my goal. Yeah, my goal. What I can say right now is I know that when I reach my actual goal that I'm trying to reach, that I think that's gonna be it. Like, I feel like I might nut, but right now this is all like just a process. But I'm enjoying the process. I think it's just fire. Bro, random. I don't know if, like, y'all can see it because from your outside, but, like, from what I'm seeing, nigga, like, the ball is rolling. Like, I'm seeing it, you know, and I'm dead ass trying. I'm dead ass trying to live in it instead of, like, just like being too caught up in it to the point where, like, I can't enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, but it's all a process though. But the goal is definitely more satisfying than the process. But there's no goal without the process.
Exactly.
They have to go hand in hand.
I like it.
Nigga, it might be to the point where you think your goal was, not you think, but like when you reach your goal, it might not even feel like nothing. Like, wow, this is what I was killing myself for. You know, this is not what it looks like. So, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, what I can tell you is, if I would have saw myself 5 years ago, and like doing what I'm doing now, I would have thought it would have felt like I just won $1 million, but it didn't feel like that. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, nigga, to some, like, I just, you saw in the shit that I just signed with the post, whatever. Nigga, I was like, nigga, if somebody told me that 5 years ago that some nigga would have reached out and blah blah whatever. I mean, y'all don't know what's about to happen, but from what I know, me knowing that would have been like, yo, I made it. I would have felt like I made it back then. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But
knowing you too, from like when we were younger, yeah, I understand that. Because you would have been like, yo, I made it. Yeah, you would have hit that. Yo, I made it.
Like, it didn't feel like, that's not what it felt like, but it's a good feeling though. Like, knowing that you're doing what you got to do, and like even the bad, because like imagine this shit going perfect. It's like there's no fun in it. And it gotta go wrong sometimes, so you can like try to, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. There's no without no negatives, there won't be any positives.
Facts.
True. Ask you a couple more questions that's like kind of outside of like.
I got about 100 answers for you.
Outside of music.
Can I ask a question real quick? He'll answer in 2 seconds.
All right.
Yo, when can I get my cup, bro?
Today, tomorrow.
I come today, right now. Don't play with me.
Okay.
All right, I'm coming today. I'll be there at 11 o'clock.
11. This nigga said 11. 7.
Or after I'm finished eating in my parents' house. One or the other. I had you up.
So being that we are like quarantined and shit, what are some like shows or movie recommendations that you would have for some people? And Danny, if you have too, but
yo, he's Netflix king, bro. He dead knows like great shows.
Come on, man.
Yo, he's ready. I'm about to boost this shit. He's the greatest barber in Yonkers, greatest rapper in Yonkers, right now at least. And he's the Netflix king.
What are you saying?
Like back then, DMX was the greatest rapper in Yonkers. I don't care what you say.
My dad, so it's on the family.
Okay, Dan. I understand.
But
yeah, so
I keep them things on me, bro. You should watch Full Day and a Night. You should watch Hollywood, Outer Banks. You should watch The Family. That's more documentary style, you know. It depends what you're into, honestly.
You ever saw the Last Kingdom show?
Oh no.
Is it a movie or a series?
It's a series. It's like a Viking type of series.
No.
Not big into Vikings, but maybe I'll check it out. I need something. I asked it because I need some new stuff to watch.
Yeah, I'm not big on shows like that.
Okay.
Like
it's the thing about like having my focus for like 2 hours and then like that's it. Like once you
I can watch a Viking movie. I can't watch a series about Vikings. It's like, but like Game of Thrones, that's why I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch that one either.
No, I didn't either. I think we're probably some of the only people that.
So like 2 episodes.
Thank you guys for tuning in, listening, and watching to Just Talks podcast. Thank you to Skull for pulling through.
Oh man, these niggas keep fucking calling me, man.
Thanks Skull for coming through and discussing his project and some of his future endeavors, and we're definitely looking forward to it. If you haven't already, definitely go out and listen to Old Broke Bastard. It's on all streaming platforms. It's only 30 minutes long, so you have no excuse to not listen to the whole thing. All right.
What I was gonna say before we sign out is, with all due respect, I'm dead ass the best nigga. Go listen to my shit. My shit that is better than Drake shit. My shit better than who else drop? Like all that shit. Go listen to my shit right now. I'm gonna start beefing with niggas to get traction to my shit.
But thank you guys. Till next time.
Out.